Hello, hello. Welcome to Wednesday Wisdom live show on Facebook. My name is Marty Forrest. My website is Hello Extraordinary Life. Check that out on the landing page. I'm confusing myself. Hi, Robin. On the landing page at Hello Extraordinary Life, grab your free guide, 3 Steps to Reprogramming Your Negative Self-Talk. It's a beautiful book that's been redone, and in the comment section, I'm going to put the link for you on the page. I've been having issues with my internet, so I'm on my phone today, again, still. I turned it off, so I should get no notifications now. And that is not what I wanted to be there. All right, that wasn't it. Something else, totally delete it. Ay. Okay, let me try that again. I did not copy it. Anyway, I'm going to put that in the comment section so you can grab your copy. If you are not interested in going to the website, you still get your free copy. It's 3 Steps to Reprogramming Your Negative Self-Talk. There we go. Amazing book. Simple, applicable tools to use. Going to do them now. You can do them later. You can do them when you think about them. I say simple, they are simple. It is all simple. It's a matter of whether or not we choose to apply it. That's the trick. And not a trick, but it's the thing that we do to ourselves. Get stuck in our habits and our ways of thinking, and we know we want to do something different, but it takes something to do something different. That's been my experience. I have not found a simple way. I found simple ways. It's whether or not I implement them. I will complicate it in my own mind because I make it a problem or I complain about it, which is the topic for today, changing our habitual complaining. Everything in our life is simple to implement. It is simple. It's whether or not we have the discipline and the willingness and the commitment, right, to do that. We are so habituated to do what we do, how we do it, to make it different or to make changes requires something of us. That's been my experience. My whole entire life, I was thinking of this. I was reflecting on when I was still drinking. So I was still in my insane place in my world and in my people pleasing. Big time people pleaser. I was queen of codependency. I could be codependent all day long, and I was proud of it. Until I realized it's not really good. It's not really healthy. It's not serving me. And my reflection was, I would do or say anything to keep the peace at any cost. I could not live into that. I didn't know how. I had no skills, no tools, no coping mechanisms to actually honor my commitment that I really, really wanted to do different. I'd say it and my intention was good, but we know where intentions get us. Just an intention. I get nothing out of that unless I do something else to follow it up. And this is today, we're talking about changing our habitual complaining. I have someone I'm in relationship with, and I've been mentoring her for a while, and I have brought it to her. And I know I've been this. I grew up in a very hypercritical home. That's my default. Complaining and angry. How's that for a pair? And I listen to her, and she'll ask me, what can I do different? And I'll point out. So certain things, well, the problem is, so everything in life is a problem. Hi, Charlie. Thanks for joining on your lunchtime. I listen to her, and everything's a problem. And the issue is, and that this is, and that is. And I think, well, if you're never getting to the solution, then you're always in the problem. And if you're always prefacing it with, it's a problem, then it's a problem. And somewhere in there, this person was taught to how'd she put that? To look at all the things that could go wrong. And then when it goes right, it's good. Oh, that's exhausting. It's exhausting to look at all those things that could go wrong because that just puts me in a place of fear. And then we come from a place of fear, and then we end up manifesting that because we're looking at what could go wrong. Whether it does or doesn't, I'm not coming from a place of open, willing, and receiving. When we're complaining, it creates this fear in our body that we're not safe, and we're always judging. And if I'm always judging out there, be certain I'm always judging in here. I'm just projecting out onto the world. That's what we all do this. We project out onto the world. We judge the world how we judge ourselves. Let that sink in. I'm judging you and you're judging someone. How are you doing that to yourself? And what are you creating inside of yourself? And then what do we create for the people around us? If I don't feel safe with me, I'm certainly not likely to create safe places for people around me. Changing habitual complaining. And I am that. I have been that most of my life. It's taken a long road, a lot of commitment and vigilance, paying attention, being mindful, constantly paying attention to myself and listening to my words. Even when I think I'm not, they don't make me feel very good. That's one of the ways you can gauge if it's a complaint or if it's a positive thing or a solution-oriented thing. How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel heavy? Does it make you feel like, oh, I didn't? And we say it so much out of habit. We don't even recognize it sometimes for ourselves until we start to pay attention. How does it make me feel? Words carry weight, right? Our words are power. That's why they call it spells. We cast spells, spelling. That's what our words are, powerful. And they put energy into the universe. And that's what you're feeling in your body. Is it a heavy or is it a light? Pretty simple. Negative or positive, people call it. I like heavy or light. That works better for me. And listen to the words. Lots of words have lots of charge. Changing. You need to change that. Needs, wants. We're creating those experiences of need or want. To reset our brain, because what happens is they start to wire and build bridges. When we complain, we build bridges and wiring in the brain that makes it easier the next time to go right to that place of complaining. Those neural pathways get programmed and they get deeper and they get deeper. When we begin to change it and create new neural pathways, it takes something, and it takes us becoming mindful. Maybe before we speak, we pause. This is pretty common in a lot of my talking. Pause, breathe, take a really deep breath. Is what I'm about to say heavy or light? Adding something of value? Or are we being a naysayer? I'm sure we all have people in our life that can be really negative and always find we're happy and excited about something and they find an issue or a problem about it. Or when somebody else did that thing, or it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to me. When I'm going to contribute something, is it going to be valuable? Is it going to be helpful? Is it kind? Or is it going to add something that's going to make them feel less than excited about what they're up to? So resetting our brain is creating a new pathway. Now, if we're rewiring or wiring for the shortest route, and what that can be done with anything. It's not just about the complaining. It's often what we hear in our world, so it's what we know, it's what is very familiar. When we begin to do something different, we create new neural pathways. And the more we do that, the more we create those kind of pathways, that kind of wiring in the brain, resetting the brain. We've been programmed a very long time to do what we do and how we do. And I've been doing this transformational evolution, changing my wording. I like that, transformational evolution, for 25 years. I still find myself heading down that path, still finding myself judging at times. It's not nearly as often, yet it's still there. It's significantly less. So it just gets less and less and less. When we get triggered by something, someone hurts our feelings, someone's rude to us, someone judges us, and it touches some wound, we often default to what's familiar and what's comfortable, whether we like it or not. I know I don't like going there, and yet it's what I know best. And so it can just be that default place I go. And then every time I catch it, that gets shorter also. And I wish I could tell you that I never go there when that button gets pushed. But I do. It's much more seldom today. I just 90% less. And part of us being here and being a human being with all of our emotions, all of them, that's part of it. Another way to reset, becoming mindful, vigilant, paying attention, pausing, is create a gratitude journal. I know a lot of you know this. If you go to that negative place, find something that you're grateful for. Go to the solution. Find something you're grateful for. There's always, always, always a silver lining. Counterintuitively, instead of starting with a complaint, and maybe it's valid, maybe we have some valid complaining to do. We're venting. Okay, great. Do that. And then go to solution instead of staying in the habit of complaining, because sometimes there's stuff going on in our life. That is true. Qualify it. Hey, I need to vent. I need to complain about this. Then I'm going to move to a solution place. That way we acknowledge it, pay attention to it. We don't leave it inside, building up momentum or gaining steam. Acknowledge it, let it clear out, find the solution. We always know the answer. And if we don't, we ask someone else. Hey, let me complain about this. Let me vent about this for 5 minutes. And then I really want help, or I'm going to move into that place of solution. Sometimes it's just, I know this is going to be good somewhere down the road, but right now it's this, right? So I'm still pre-qualifying with something more positive, knowing and trusting that it's going to be different down the road. But in this moment, it doesn't feel like that. Rather than ignoring that feeling, say it up, say it, give it a voice. Let the power dissipate. We just leave it rolling around inside. It's like that snowball that gains momentum and gets bigger. It is important to speak it. To not stay in it is more important. So find that solution. I do a gratitude journal every morning. That's the thing I do. It gets my brain going in that direction in the morning. However, if I get going in my day, even if I've done that, and then we get going on in our day, something happens, we're at work, we don't want to go to work, whatever that is, then pause in those moments and then find those things. Shift the thought to the thing you're grateful for. Maybe it's what you wrote in the morning. And if you didn't write, maybe it's simply you find those things that you're grateful for. Right? So you're moving from this path, this habituated path, to the new one. I inquired one time of someone, do these neural pathways ever go away? Do they ever not exist? And I was told no. It's like an unused road. If we want to repave it, we can begin to use it again. And maybe we get down that same old road and realize, oh, it's the same scenery. Oh yeah, I'm going to go over to the new road. We choose differently. So we're either committed to our complaining or we commit to the solution. And maybe there's a little complaining in between. It's important. It's really important to acknowledge that. It's more important to not stay in it and to begin to just keep shifting that. eventually what happens, the more we start to rewire to the lighter energy, lighter words, more joyful, more happy words. It was very bad grammar. Oh my goodness. Then the better it gets, right? The better it gets, the better it gets. When we shift our focus, if anybody's familiar with Abraham, the law of attraction, it takes 8 seconds to start to shift our focus. Once we shift our focus, you stay focused on that. Build on that focus, on that gratitude, on that light thing. Build the energy on it. It may only be one thing. If you can't find 3 things to be grateful for, pick one. Pick a flower or pick something that's really beautiful, and then just focus on that, building the energy. And then the rest of it starts to come and it starts to follow that. It only takes 8 seconds, and then 8 more seconds, and then 8 more seconds to start to shift our energy and to really pay attention, because before it comes out here, it's here. I'm getting my yes. So before it's out of our mouth, it's in our head. Sometimes it's better to censor. If we're in a conversation, then using the filtering our thoughts and our words. Back to that, I'm circling back to, is it going to bring value? Am I contributing something worthwhile? Or is it going to be something that is naysaying what they're talking about, or always pointing out what could be wrong? It just went blank. I haven't talked very long either. It's a lifetime commitment. It's a lifetime commitment to pay attention to our experiences that have created this. Many of us grew up in places that where we lived in survival mode. We grew up in survival mode. We grew up with emotionally unavailable parents or people who loved us the best way they knew how. And today we're relearning new things. So it takes that time and it takes that commitment to begin to know that we want it to be different. Taking a look at our life. Is it working? Does it make me feel good? Do I wake up in the morning and go, another day? And then we feel like we're the victim. Yes, that's the new thought that just came in there. The victim. When we are complaining, we are being a victim. Let that settle in. I know many of us who do. I'm not a victim. I don't want to be a victim. Well, when we're complaining, we're being a victim. Because now we're the victim of the circumstance. We feel powerless to do anything about it and make it become something else. It's up to us. I'm the only one, you're the only one that can do this transformation. We listen to other people. I listen to other people that help me grow and help me expand and help me shift my thinking, because I want to be the best version of myself of any day at any time. And that requires me to do something other than what I've known my whole life. Any questions? You can put them in the comments. Somebody mentioned that they didn't realize they could put comments. So if you have any questions or comments or aha moment that you would like to share, just type it in the comments and I can see it. My computer is still working. I'm amazed. How does complaining affect your world? Okay, so complaining could look like, it's not that I might be complaining about this weird weather. This is strange weather and it's crappy weather and whatever that might be. Okay, I'm just using an example. And I just lost my train of thought because I was going somewhere with that. I had a whole new brand of thought. and it left. It was about complaining. What does it look like? What does complaining look like? I feel scattered today. What does complaining look like? Gossiping, judgment, actual complaining. Hi, Linda. Thank you. She said, your coaching, insight, and accountability is awesome. I appreciate that. She was a client for, I don't know, Linda, was it a couple of years? Yeah, so there's ways that we complain that we may not think we're complaining. Maybe we're simply stating a fact. Okay, great. We leave it at that. So there's an energy that comes with complaining or gossiping, because that's what my house looked like. Gossiping about other people, a lot of judgment, angry, and criticism. That's what it was like for me growing up. Never good enough. It wasn't always the complaining about how crappy the weather is or me complaining about my internet service. Yay, yes. And I found myself when I'm writing the email, it always applies to me too. That's why I write them. Thank you. That I'm complaining about my internet service. I have no idea what happened. It worked for a long time. Actually, it's been working well, and then it stopped. Now I'm complaining about it because it won't work. This love-hate with my computer and internet because the truth is I'm not tech savvy and I don't know how to fix it. I'm complaining because I feel like a victim of it. And there's nothing I can do. Well, there is. There's absolutely something I can do. I turned off the Wi-Fi on my phone. I turned off my phone so it won't ring when I'm doing a live. And when I needed to use my computer, I went down to Starbucks. Instead of complaining about my computer not working or my internet service not working. Is it legit? Maybe so. But I stayed in it for longer than I want to admit or tell you the truth about because it frustrates me. And I work at home because I like to work home. I don't want to go out in public and work. So, I have all that kind of stuff. And then I get to move to the solution. Oh, what can I do different then? There are many places that have free Wi-Fi. I don't have to like it, but it's available to me. And therein is my solution. I used to complain about my marriage. I didn't do anything about it. I didn't do anything to change it until I did. But in the meantime, I complained a lot, and I called that processing. If I'm not willing to take action behind what I'm speaking to, then I'm possibly processing it, but more likely I'm complaining about it. I want people to be on my side. I want them to jump on my bandwagon. And that's what complaining does. And we'll find the people who like to do it with us. So be aware of that. I don't know about you, but I will steer clear. I don't want to give them energy because I've done a lot to work on my own stuff to become a light in the world and move away from that place of complaining and to find the good in life and the positive and to keep my heart open. The minute I'm starting to complain, I'm closing down. I want to keep my heart open. And I want to keep that love flowing into the universe. And the minute I start complaining about something, that's not happening. Aha moment for me right there, like real time. I want to keep my heart open. I want to be that love and the light in the world. Do I get to say things out loud? Yes. But I get to live what I'm teaching here. And move to the solution and do the gratitude. Hit those places of reset. Pause before you speak. Take a deep breath. If you don't know what to say different, say nothing. I did a lot of that. When I began this, really paying attention to what I was speaking and the words I was using and the complaining I was doing. I did a lot of complaining. I saw my real eyes right now. There were times if I didn't know what to say, I said nothing. And I would say that out loud. I don't know what else to say. And then I'd say, okay, Spirit, what are some new words I can use? And if I didn't know, I went and looked. Because I was so entrenched in that. I didn't know how to do it different. So I go look, or I'd ask somebody else, how can I say this different? Here's what's in my brain because it's habit. Here's what I know. I want to learn something new. So I either asked or I was quiet, but there was nobody to ask. And sometimes I just say, I got nothing here. I got nothing. I don't know what else to say that's not going to add to what's going on. Pause, breathe. Speak when you know what to say different. Gratitude journals. It's all ways that you can begin to reset. Becoming mindful. The pausing and filtering before you say the words. It just begins. It begins. And then it gets easier. Because the more we practice, and the easier it gets. And there are still times I don't know what to say. And then it will come. It will still come a little quicker because I've practiced for a long time to learn other words. And so that shifting from what my habit is to a new thought is a whole lot faster today. So that's what I offer you today, is to be able to just keep practicing, keep listening to me. Here's one thing I started doing is a daily dose. It's a less than 2-minute video. They're on Facebook pages and they're in YouTube. I'm not sending them an email. That'd be way too many emails. It's a quick little dose of tip for the day, something to do for today. Today was a random act of kindness. I'm also getting closer. Big announcement. I'm getting closer. I got my ebook. My book is done and I got it uploaded into Kindle Direct Publishing. That's what it's called. So I've got it uploaded and working on the cover, and I'm hoping by the end of the month I'll have it published and ready to launch. So stay tuned for more of that. It's super exciting. I'm finally excited about it. I don't want to throw up every time I think about getting it published and putting it out there. So, it's taken a lot. It's that place of being seen and really being seen that terrified me. Absolutely terrified me. So this book is really a big deal to get it complete. I've had a coach coaching me all along to keep me accountable. And my timelines keep changing, but I've been doing it. And now I'm at the end of it and getting much more excited about publishing it. So that will come soon. Hopefully within the, let's see, hopefully it's September the 4th. So by the end of the month, I want it to be published, hard copy and ebook. And I'll do a launch party and all that stuff. So y'all will know that. Any other, I see Linda there commenting. Thank you so much. Any other comments, questions before we depart for this week? Okay, my YouTube channel is my name, Marty Hicks. If you want to go there and subscribe on YouTube, build my audience on that would be awesome. All of these videos are also there. They also come in email. So if you're on my email list, you know you get those there. The daily dose videos are on YouTube and here in the Facebook pages. So lots of places to pick up great information. All right, I will talk to you all next week. Make it great.